kind of small, but it works. If you have a scratch texture, go ahead and get it loaded into Photoshop. Mine came in as a smart object, so I'm going to rasterize it. And you can see that I have just a generic scratched up photo here. And it's got two tones, a gray tone and an orange tone. So because mine has color variation, I can do a color range selection. Everybody should know what this is, but if you don't, you go to select, color range. If you have a monochromatic texture, like a black and white, or it's all blue or something, you're going to want to use the magic wand tool instead. Thanks. Because the way the color range works, it selects by color. So if everything's the same color, it's not really going to work that well. So anyway, I'll show you both methods. First, I'm going to do the color range, which you get to select and then color range. And you'll see I get this dialog box. Now I'm going to click with my eyedropper on my scratched up texture, and you can see that my dialog box loads in a preview. If I play with the fuzziness, I can make my scratches more or less advanced. So if I max it out, you can see I get every detail in my image, and if I shrink it down, I only get the very large portion in the center. So I'm going to go something like that. If I click on this little plus sign and I click and drag in my color area, it'll pick up more detail. Everybody with me so far? So when you're done, you hit OK. And now it loads that as a selection. You see I got marching ants? Pretty cool. If you didn't use color range, you would use the magic wand, where you just grab the magic wand tool, set it for 3x3 average, sample all layers, and 32 tolerance should be good. And then you would just click and hold shift and keep clicking until you got the damaged areas that you wanted. So either way, whichever method you prefer, if you have a monochromatic, obviously magic wand would be better. All right, let's go back to that. Color range selection. All right, so either way, whether you use the magic wand or the color range, you need a selection first. Everyone understand? Once you have your selection loaded and it's highlighted with the marching ants, you'll come up to Edit, and then you'll click Define Brush Preset. Again, that's Edit, Define Brush Preset, about 3/4 of the way down the menu. So then you click on that, and you got to give it a name. So I'm going to call mine Scratches. And then you click OK, and then you can hit deselect, Command D and keep it. Now when you load in your brush, it should automatically be loaded at the bottom of the default brushes menu. So if your brush looks like this with the normal circles, just scroll down all the way to the bottom, and it'll show you the pixel count, which for this one is 2,000 because it's huge. And like any other brush, you can raise or lower it with the bracket keys. So now if I bring in another picture, you know, like Back to the Future, Back to the Future Day. Get a still of the movie. Now I can load this in Photoshop, take my brush with, you know, black or gray paint, let's do gray. click once, and then treat it more like a stamp. And then it recreates that scratchy texture on the actual new photo. So you see how we have the scratch here, and then we have a little bit of scratch in our new file. And it even kept some of the detail because we did it with the color range selection. If you wanted to make just a random brush, say I want a square brush, because all Photoshop brushes are round by default. So say I need a square one or something. Take the rectangular marquee tool, hold shift, click and drag to create a perfect square selection. Again, go up to edit, find brush preset, and then I can, it's empty. So we'll fill this one with black. And then I'll go up to edit, define brush preset, and I'll call this one square brush. And now when I go back to my brush, it should be right there. And I can create multiple squares or paint with a square brush. So that's how you make a custom brush. Question?
Yeah, I got to the part where everything's saved as my preset brush and whatnot. But when I download or upload the new picture, it doesn't appear on that one, like the preset brush.
You gotta go to your brush tool, and then in your brushes, it should be at the bottom of your brushes there.
Yeah, I clicked it.
And then when you go, God, that's huge. When you go to your new picture, as long as you do it on its own layer, in a color that you can see, like, let's say neon red, it should show up.